Today, we're going to do a throttle only test on the Lectric XPeak step through. So let's just get right into it. All right, throttle only, no pedaling. I've zeroed out the miles. Let's see how far we can go. And like my throttle test before, I will stop every 5 miles and see how this bike's doing. So I am going to set this at the trail speed limit of 15, which is going to be, looks like I got to go to PAS2. Let's see how full throttle on PAS2 is. It's just about 15, so I'm going to go ahead and set cruise control. Let's see, let's get it up to speed. It's on cruise. So we'll keep it on cruise control, about 15 miles an hour. Of course, there'll be some times I got to slow down and reset. But this will be interesting. I am predicting between 19 and 20 miles with this 14 amp battery. So we'll see how that does. And we'll stop, like I said, at the 5 mile marks and see if I need to, if I can continue with 5 more miles out, or if I need to turn around and come back because I don't think there'll be enough battery. And it is real tempting to pedal. It just feels kind of unnatural not to pedal. Maybe it's because of the position of my legs. They're not even with each other. One's forward, one's back. Maybe if I had more like pegs, like on a motorcycle, it would feel a little more natural. But this just makes me want to pedal. But let's go some, and I will check back in with you at the 5 mile mark. Here's some fat tire bikers. You know, I said I was going to check in with you guys at about the 5 mile mark, but there's a little more information I wanted to add. Now, I am 250 pounds, 6 feet tall, and this trail is the one I used before when I did throttle only tests. It's mostly flat, but there are some ups and downs. And I will try not to pedal on those if it's not too steep and the bike will take me up them on its own. And the temperature outside is probably just between 58 and 60 right now. So I don't think that's going to have any effect on the battery, it being too hot out or being too cold out. Hey. I'm not sure what was going on there. Those e-bike riders were in costume. One looked like he was wearing a shark uniform or a shark costume. I don't know what the other one, it was pink. But they did give me a, when you drove by, so it's all good. All right, we have hit the 5 mile mark. Let's go up here just right around the corner in the sun, and we'll stop and see how things are going. right about here, a little off the trail so we're not in the way. All right, let's check things out. All right, we have hit the 5 mile mark, actually 5.1 miles. As you can see, we still got all bars on the battery, but I am anticipating to see at least one drop real soon. But let's hit the trail and go to the 10 mile mark. I'm still gonna go further out. I don't feel the need to turn around and go back 5 miles this way, just because it shows all bars on the battery. But let's hit the next 5 miles and see how it does. 5.1. I have to remember that, because I didn't know if I turn the bike off, it automatically clears the miles. So I'm gonna have to remember that at the next checkpoints, not to turn the bike off, and then add 5.1 miles at the end. All right, I know I said I would check in at the 10 mile mark, but it's 7.5 miles, just a little over 7.5 miles. And it dropped 1 bar, and then that bar came back. So I think we're gonna be dropping our first bar here normally in just a minute. Yeah, I think it's on the verge. It's just going back doing this. I want to drop, I don't want to drop. I want to drop, I don't want to drop. I saw it do this on one of my other rides when I did the off-roading. I saw it drop a lot of bars, and then when I eased off and rode slower, a lot of those bars came back. So we'll see if it does the same thing here today. And there we are. There's 10 miles. Perfect timing too. We'll stop right here at this bench and see what's up. Won't turn the bike off this time. Let's get off the trail here so I'm not an obstacle, and let's see what's going on. All right, we are at the 10 mile mark, actually the 10.2 mile mark, because we've gone 5.1 miles. You can see right there, 5.1 miles again, if I'm not getting the shadow in there, plus the 5.1 miles from the first ride, so we're at 10.2. That battery bar, that first battery bar, kept fluctuating back and forth. Now it's back up again saying full charge. So let's keep going. We're gonna head back towards home, but I have a feeling we might head there and come back a little more, some more. So maybe my 20 mile prediction might be a little more. Let's keep going and see. All right, let's get back on it and go to 15. All right, we are at the 14 mile mark. I'm not gonna stop yet, but it has dropped 3 bars. And it hasn't been fluctuating, so we'll see when I do stop in a mile and I give it about a minute to rest if the bars come back up. Looks like it's gonna turn to 15 right around these benches up here. Perfect timing. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll go to this bench right here. All right, we are at the 15 mile mark. Let's see what the display says. Okay, so you can see it says 10, but we got to add that 5.1, so we're actually at 15.1. It did drop 3 bars, but now it's back up, and it only says it's dropped 1 bar. So that might be something Lectric might want to look into, is a little more accuracy in the battery bar and the power usage, so people don't get confused, end up getting stuck or stranded, going too far out, and not being able to have enough power to get back home. But let's continue this test and go to, I guess it'd be 20 miles, and we'll stop at the 20 mile mark and see what's up. There's one thing I meant to check at the last check-in was if the battery was getting hot down there. Let me do that while I'm riding it. Let me see. Let's get around the turn here in case there's any cars coming. Let's see how it is. See if it's hot. No? It's nice and cool. So keeping it on cruise control, basically throttle only, hasn't seemed to heat it up at all, which is good. I just wonder if it would if I was in PAS 5, just going all out. Maybe then, but now, right now, it's doing fine. There's 20 miles. See how far we can push it. As soon as I see the output start to drop, that's when I'll call it. There it is, 21 miles. There's 22 miles. All right, coming up on 23 miles. Okay, looks like that's it. I'm seeing the drop in the power now. So I am going to call it right here. Pull in and see our final results. All right, there you have it. 18.7 plus the 5.1, so that's what, 23.8 miles? Even though it says there's 2 bars left, it keeps fluctuating, and I actually saw the power drop. So the battery was going down, so that's when I called it. So 23.8 for a guy who weighs 250 pounds, I don't think that's bad. All right, I will see you on the next video. Bye.